Do you have a sofa that has attached back cushions like this? They're actually sewn to the body of your sofa, and your cushions are like this. They're flat and saggy, and it looks like there's missing stuffing in here. Well, today I'm going to show you real quick how to remedy this situation and make your cushions look and feel brand new. The key to this is getting underneath your cushion, and generally your cushions will have a zipper, as these do. There is a zipper underneath here, and you have to unzip your cushion cover. So my son bought this secondhand sofa because his sofa broke down. The bar in the back of the sofa broke, and so he's ready for a new sofa. So he picked this one up secondhand, and it's in decent condition, but the back cushions are super slouchy and really looking like they need to be restuffed. So inside of the cushion is a filler, and you don't necessarily have to take it out like I just did, but I wanted to show you what this looks like. The stuffing inside of here gets really compressed. So what you could do for $0 is open up a little piece of it and get your hands in there after this stuffing and just break up this polyester dacron that's in here, this wadding that's in here. You just want to break it up and re-fluff it. It's just gotten really compressed, and that's why there's so much slouchiness in this sofa. So this is one way to re-fluff. You can already see how much fluffier that is, but that's one way to re-fluff your cushions without spending any money, without really doing anything other than opening it up and getting your hands in there. However, that's actually not the way I did the rest of these, because generally there's just not enough stuffing in these. So I added stuffing to the rest of these pillows, and I'll show you how I did that. So I'm going to put this whole cushion back in here, and you'll want to fluff up the whole thing. And so this will be the hardest part. If you take the cushion out of the sofa, the hardest part is going to be stuffing it back in. And that actually went pretty easily. Just gonna work that stuffing up into the corners and up to this corner and up to the top. And then I actually have a ton of this stuffing. So I am going to fill it out with more stuffing so that it will not compress down so much. But before I add more stuffing, what I did is I cut a piece of dacron. This is a polyester dacron that's used in upholstery, and this is a high loft dacron that you would get at an upholstery supply place because it's much thicker than what you would get for quilting or like at Walmart or formerly Joann's. So you can get this. I'll put a link to it in the description below. If you want to get this, you can get upholstery dacron. And I'm going to stuff it in there inside this cushion like this. This is how it'll be inside the cushion. That way I can take all of my stuffing and push it underneath this so that this will create a nice smooth surface for the cushion, so you don't see the lumpiness of this filling. So let's go ahead and stuff that in there, and I'm going to stuff it in so it goes over the top into the back and then down underneath the bottom as well. It's a little bit tricky because it likes to stick, and but let's get it all the way over the top and to the back rail of the sofa, and over to this edge. I want to bring it right to this edge here and over the top. There we go, and I'll tuck it in this corner, and then I'll tuck it down under there, but I'm not going to tuck it all the way under yet because I want to be able to stuff this up underneath it. So I'm going to get underneath the dacron and all the way into the corner of the sofa. And I'm gonna put a bunch in here too, so it just fills it out in between, underneath the dacron. Not only is it gonna look a lot better, but it will feel a lot better to sit there. And this you can buy, this is actually high quality cotton, but you can buy polyester loose batting like this at Walmart or on Amazon. And again, I will put a link in the description so that you can get some of this. I'm going up underneath the dacron so that the dacron will create a nice, smooth finish. Seemed like there was like a hole here, so I'm going to get a little bit more to fill that. Okay, let's feel that. That feels much better. I'm going to put a little bit more here, and then I'll do that one. That feels much better. So now I will zip this up, and we just have to use one hand to hold the dacron out of the way and zip with the other. It can be a little tricky, and I may have filled this one up more than the rest, so I might actually go back and put a little bit more stuffing in the other cushions so they're all equally full. We picked this up, and then my son had to go back to work, so we just left it here in my driveway, and when he gets off work, he's gonna come back and we're gonna load it up and take it to his house. But it worked out great because then I had time to stuff these. All right, now that is super firm, so much better. And it feels so much better. Oh, yes, it's like night and day. Now I gotta do this one, and then we'll be done. Gotta cut one more piece of dacron for that. I like to really fill out the corners nice so they're not saggy and wrinkled. Much, much better. I think I'll go even a little bit more, because the more that's in here, the firmer it will feel. Wow, that looks and feels 100 times better. Now I just need to get my lint brush to this. Much, much better. Boy, that feels so much better. I think I'll put a little bit more in some of those because I filled these two definitely the most, but that's how you refill your attached back cushions. Super simple, super fast, and very inexpensive, and it'll make your sofa look brand new and feel brand new. So if you would like to see how I do slipcovers with sofas that have attached back cushions like this, I'm going to do a video on that. Get on my email list in the description box below to be notified when that video comes out.